Hey guys! So 2 weeks ago, I broke down the 10 ways you can increase your word count. This week, I'm going to list the top 5 ways you can trim your manuscript. Now, a thin first draft may be the product of underwriting, and a bloated manuscript may be the results of overwriting. But the truth is, all work can benefit from the following 5 tips. Even if you're an underwriter, I promise that the quality of your prose will increase if you apply these 5 suggestions to your current work. By cutting out filter words, tightening sentences, reducing dialogue tags, and combining 2 scenes or 2 characters together, your work will become precise, snappy, and attention-grabbing. And that's the aim of the game, peeps. You gotta keep them readers reading. So my first suggestion is to cut out filter words. Filter words are unnecessary words that act as a barrier between the reader and the story's action. If you're writing in close third person, a common example is having your MC, main character, narrate the action of another character. For example, Lauren saw Anthony open the door. This description has much greater impact if written as Anthony opened the door. You may think that removing Lauren's point of view is pretty insignificant in the face of an entire manuscript, but filter words add up quick, especially if your project is 150,000 words. Cutting filter words will not only have a huge impact on your word count, it will also improve the quality of your prose. Now here's a list of some of the key filter words that you need to be on the lookout for. Really, very, just, began, started, sudden, see, look, hear, wonder, feel, and think. For example, she felt really sad. Packs a lot more punch when rewritten as she was devastated. Alternatively, you can show the emotion. She crumbled to her knees. Suggestion number 2 is tighten up your sentences. Not to be confused with reducing filter words, tightening up your sentences means cutting unnecessary description, purple prose, or repetitive sentences. For example, the slick black snake gleamed in the morning light as it slithered through the dry grass towards the small brown field mouse. Now here's the same sentence tightened up. The black snake slithered towards the field mouse. Congratulations! You just cut 14 words out of your manuscript. Yes, I know, description is important, but you don't need to spend 22 words describing how a snake is about to eat a mouse. Be selective with your description and make your words count. The reader doesn't need to know that it's morning or that the grass is dry in order to comprehend the scene, so cut it. Another common mistake is repetitive sentences or phrases. Lines that say the same thing twice, only in slightly different ways. See what I did there? Some repetitive phrases are first priority, I personally, repeat again. And another example of a repetitive sentence would be, she left via the front door and stepped into the morning light. Leaving the warmth of the house behind her, Becky couldn't recall the last time she'd watched a sunrise. Another common mistake is including too many body movements. He lifted his head, looked to the left and right, swiped a curl of hair from his eyes, and stepped out onto the street. If you have a tendency to make even mundane movements cinematic, then your word count is going to balloon, and the prose will be tedious to read. So don't do it. Keep it simple, a couple quick movements, and move on. My third suggestion is to delete unnecessary scenes. Is that 2-page dream sequence really necessary? Is a dream sequence ever necessary? I hope so, because I've got one in my novel. The general rule is that a scene should either move the plot forward or show character development. Ideally, it does both. I think you know where I'm going with this. If you have a scene that is entirely built around showing character development, revealing backstory, or giving the reader a glimpse into the protagonist's interior life, consider moving this into an action scene. Let's say your protagonist is sitting on the couch, chatting with their best friend, and revealing the fact that they feel super insecure about being the chosen one. What if you trimmed this conversation and moved it into a scene where the protagonist is working with her team of misfits to formulate a plan? Now your scene is working on 2 levels. The misfits' plan is moving the plot forward, and the protagonist's self-doubt is revealed. Tip number 4 deals with unnecessary characters. If you think that all of your characters are necessary, then you need to stop lying to yourself. Remember how the protagonist makes fun of her best friend's little brother? But the best friend is also the protagonist's love interest? What purpose is the little brother really serving? If the only purpose of these interactions is comic relief, then consider combining the role of the little brother with that of the best friend / love interest. Not only does this declutter your side characters, it also provides ample opportunities for the protagonist to playfully interact with their best friend / love interest. Now, my final tip is to cut down dialogue tags. If two characters are having a conversation, then you don't need to finish every line with he or she said. Yes, you do need to include some dialogue tags, but if you place those attributions in the right place, then your reader will have no problem following along. Wow, filter words! I never heard of that before, but it's totally a thing. My MC is always wondering and feeling, Martin said. Claire grinned. Mine too. I've started trimming my work in progress last night, and I'm already down 5,000 words. I thought your short story was 6,000 words. Shut up! So there you have it. My top 5 tips for reducing your word count. If you found any of these suggestions useful, or if you have a trimming technique of your own that you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. Remember, you can always check out my website for additional blog content, or you can follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the links are below. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up or to subscribe. Until next week, guys, happy writing and good luck trimming those words.